Hey, what's up? Good morning. It's Abby. I just posted a video about leaving New York City and all of the reasons why that happened. The main one being that I'm having an existential crisis. And I've been having an existential crisis since I was about 15. I mean, it comes in waves, it goes in and out. But the root of it is asking the big whys that seemingly have no answers. The why am I here? Why am I breathing? Why am I seeing anything? Why do I feel anything? Why, if there is a God, are things the way they are? Why wouldn't they be a different way? Got my eggs and bacon. Turkey bacon. The other part of my existentialism that's being brought to light right now is, who am I really? Because if I can't identify with what I think, what I feel, or the things that I do, then what am I? Right? Because those are all things that I experience. I experience my thoughts, I experience my feelings, and I experience the things that I do. I know that I highly identify with all three of those things, which leads to a lot of judgment and guilt. What kind of person would think this? I'm so weak if I feel this. I'm a terrible person because I did this. Is that true? Is the existence of I separate from my human caricature? Or am I all of those things? Are all of those things my creation, and that is my defining character? People talk about how we are none of those things, but we are the vessel for those things to be experienced. That the I is sort of this blank canvas upon which you brush your own strokes that you create. I'm choosing to be in a certain vibration, in a certain dimension, in a certain feeling or thought pattern, that I am choosing all of these things. And the I behind all of those things is who I really am. But what is that? How do I feel that? And then if I'm feeling it, then I'm back in my feelings again, which is not who I am. I don't know who I am. And when I try and reconnect with my inner child, the person who knew who I was undeniably, undoubtedly went forth out into the world as bright and as big and bold as they wanted to be, that kid just was. But was that who I was? Or what I was experiencing? What if my consciousness of that experience is who I am? That you don't really become who you are until you gain the consciousness of what it is that you're experiencing. And when I think of this past self, this kid with no inhibitions, I feel more guilt. I feel a sense of sorrow for some of the things I have chosen. I can't imagine that small person could even imagine the things that I've put myself through. If I am at all defined by my thoughts, feeling, or actions, then I'm discovering I'm more than who I thought I was going to be. I have a black and white mentality that I have to manage Because in the black and white mentality, I see my negative qualities as being wrong, as being sinful, something that needs to be punished. I talked about in a previous video that I do believe I have recognized a pattern in myself where I punish myself for my own wrongdoings, that perhaps I choose actions that I define as wrongdoings in order to punish myself, in order to keep myself from experiencing joy and peace, because maybe deep down in the center, in the garden of my heart, maybe there are weeds that represent beliefs of not deserving any of the goodness of life. I'm not eating my breakfast. See what a lie that just was. I am eating my breakfast. And that moment to moment truth that is changing, I'm not eating my breakfast, I am eating my breakfast. Is that the truth of all existence, of the whole universe? That truth, the truth of the moment, is only of and in the moment. That the truth of who I was as a child was the truth in that moment. And the truth that I have been experiencing has always been changing. But can truth change? Is that, I don't know if paradox is the right term here. Isn't the definition of truth something that is unchanging? But I don't know, because people who make truthful discoveries in science say that it's always changing, that they discover something they believe to be true, that there's evidence supporting that it is absolutely true. And then down the line, someone else comes in, they see it from a different perspective, they find something new. And the old that they thought was true is pushed away, and they recognize the newness as the truth. That true is only what we can see in this moment. That I'm looking through a peephole of the universe. A peep. I can see a fraction of what is happening. And I'm terrified. But I also don't want to know everything that's going on. I think that would make things infinitely worse if I could see the whole picture. And if I knew and understood the meaning behind it all. If there is a meaning, that's the thing. Why am I suffering through this? Why am I here? And what is the meaning behind it all, when there could be no meaning whatsoever? That the truth is, the only truth I can know, allegedly, is that I am here filming this video. That I know I am an inhabitant of this body. That I'm the only one, again, allegedly, seeing through this body, experiencing this body. And maybe that's all there is to it. Maybe everything I experience is actually a physical experience, right? My thoughts and feelings are things that are being brought up by physical situations, and I'm interpreting them as these huge moral, spiritual, soulful interactions with the universe. But then again, I'm inhabiting a whole fucking universe. This is my universe. Perhaps I'm the god of this universe, and I'm a sub-universe in this cell that we call Earth in another universe. Whether that universe looks like a human or some sort of mythical creature that we can't even comprehend. I don't know. And that's just another idea for God, you know? I think most of us are just trying to find God, the one behind it all. But is there one behind it all? And if it sprung with no pushing of the button, speaking of the words, then how? How did it come to be? Or has it ever not been? Do you see what I mean? I could run in circles. I'm running around the mountain. I'm running up and down the mountain. Over and over and over again, trying so desperately to understand anything. Because I'm so pained by my own existence that I somehow can see that I have any participation in this at all. And have I ever not had participation in it? Am I living a loop? Am I being reincarnated into different things and different people? Have I been in other universes? Now I'm here and I'm going to move on to other universes. Is this it? Have I only existed this one time? And I'm here for this very short period and then it'll be over. I will never know that I'm me again. That's the thing. I know that I'm me. I know that I am me. And that is what scares the crap out of me. I sort of wish I had no conscious of this experience. I think the lack of physical awareness would do me some good. And maybe that's why I'm here. Maybe I have been in situations where I had no awareness. And now I am here discovering my own awareness. And why? Why? We're here to learn. We're here to grow. Why? Is there a purpose behind it? Is learning and growing just a way to spend time? Just to fill the void? Where I feel the void of the universe, is the idea that I'm supposed to learn and grow just a way to mask the fear and the terror that I experience when I connect with the whole, with the void, with the things that have no answers? Who cares if I learn and grow? Who? Where are they? Or is it just me? Right? And then we can't even get started on other people. What that means when other people enter the picture of my awareness. The games we're all playing psychologically. What does it all mean? Where does it all come from? You know? The evolution it has taken to get to this point. To have such articulated speech, such articulated experiences with other organisms known as human beings. I mean, I'm just wrought with distress over this awareness. I mean, do you think about this much? Does this concern you? And if it does, have you found any sort of resolution, any sort of comfort or peace? Because the only comfort or peace that I cling on to is that one day it will be over. But will it? I don't know. I don't know if it will ever be over. I might perpetually exist forever and ever and ever. What a horrible thought. What a horrible thought to always exist. But is this just my outlook? Is this something I could choose? Oh, what a blessing it is to perpetually exist, to never die, to always be moving on to the next level, to be experiencing ascension or descension. I don't know. Is it that black and white? Am I already there? Am I in heaven? Am I in hell? Am I in purgatory? Maybe it's already happened. Maybe this is a punishment, or maybe this is a blessing. And then I think What if this is a perpetual experience and every single day we have to choose, do I want to be in heaven? Do I want to be in hell? Do I want to live in the middle ground? What is my experience going to be? How am I going to behave? What actions am I going to choose to bring me to a certain vibration of existence that attracts certain experiences, that attracts certain feelings? Once you get to this point, I don't know how you get out. Where's the door? I am standing in the middle of the desert. Moving home was like grabbing a jug of water. Now I'm in the middle of the desert and I have some water. I'm gonna make it, but I don't know which way to turn. And I see nobody, nothing in sight. Sounds so biblical. Like Moses stranded in the desert. Am I living out prophecies? Or am I just so conceited that I think the whole universe revolves around me and my experience? But then again, all I have is my experience. You know? And I just now feel like a silly little brat who's tormenting over silly questions that will never be answered when there are people out there that I could be helping, that I could spend my time investing myself into other people. But then again, why? What does it all mean? What is it all for? Why are people suffering? And if you're not suffering physically, you're suffering mentally. You're suffering emotionally. Who is not suffering? Who? What do you do to get to that point where you don't suffer? Are those people choosing to suffer? I don't think so. Did they do something in a past life? Did a whole nation of people sin so abhorrently that they are being punished? I don't think so. Of course, I just don't want it to be that way. Were the laws of the universe chosen? Did someone choose this? That's what I want to know. Something that no one is able to answer me is, if God, this very specific caricature of God, if God chose the laws of the universe, why did they make it this way? I just watched another YouTuber named Ryan Robinson talk about the essence of being and what it means to really just exist and be in the moment and not be so caught up in constantly doing, and how just being frees your mind. And what it feels like to really do things because you want to do them and not because you have to. And I commented that my problem is every time I really sit with my own existence and I just be and I feel that oneness or the emptiness, I only become scared. I feel terrified to my core about what it really is to just be here. That I'm trying to get away from that. How is it that I can travel in my mind? That I can go places in my mind? That the limits of my physical body don't keep me here? That I feel I have traveled through the underworld, through different dimensions, through heaven, through other people's universes. How is that? Why is that? Why can't I just be secured in this body? Secure in my own body without the need to go anywhere else? Or the illusion that I'm going somewhere else? How did we develop such a complex psyche. Here I've got some magnesium, calcium pills. They're fat pills. Talk about a hard pill to swallow. And then here we've got some iron. I don't know. How do you rid yourself of the guilt just for being alive and for making choices that other people don't agree with or that you don't agree with? And just like I didn't really know what I wanted out of being in New York, I fear that I'm gonna end up in the same place here. What do I really want out of being in Arkansas? I mean, I want to heal. I want to reconnect to whatever it is that I find purpose in. But am I healing to really be here and enjoy being here, or just to move on to the next thing? I've been so on the run, on the go, trying to get away from the questions, trying to get away from... Sounded like I was gonna cry, but I'm not. I'm just trying to get away from myself. Don't get me wrong, I like hanging out with myself. But I don't like sitting in that deep, deep feeling. That feeling like you're touching the bottom of the ocean. Somehow I always end up down there, and I run out of oxygen, feel like I'm being suffocated. So I'm frantically swimming back up to the surface, looking for anybody's hand to grab onto. Anybody's. See, this is all mental. None of this. Do you understand me? I have never been to the bottom of the ocean. I have never suffocated. None of this is happening. This is all an experience that I have created inside of my head. It's not really happening. I mean, what the actual fuck? Everything I feel seems so unjustified because I'm just making it all up in my head. I almost wish it were actually happening. Maybe I should go swim to the bottom of an ocean and see what it really feels like down there. Maybe I should really experience my oxygen running out and having to frantically swim to the top of the ocean so that I know what that actually feels like, and I can stop comparing my own turmoil to a real life experience. I mean, what is going on in my head? What is causing this? Where do I get all of these ideas? And again, am I, if I choose to create those experiences, then I'm evil, right? Or am I not? Is that just an experience to be chosen and I'm allowed to choose it and I just have to experience the consequences of that choice? And if I don't like the consequences, then I can choose something different. I don't know anything, really. And if I'm creating the experience of not knowing anything by saying I don't know anything, it's like, okay, I know everything that I need to know. I know everything that I need to know. Does that create a different experience where I then have some grasp on anything? Or is it just an illusion? Are they both illusions? No, it's not true that I don't know anything. I know what I look like. I know who my family is. I know that I live on Earth. I know that I enjoy the sun. I know that I enjoy my bare feet in the grass. I know that I enjoy eating food. I know that I enjoy hugs and kisses. I know that I love my cats. What else is there to know? A bush just shaked outside because of the wind, and I took that as a nod of approval. Do you see what I deal with? Do you see what I have to deal with? And this is just the existential part of my experience. We cannot talk about in this video the paranoia experience. Perhaps, maybe, that will be another video. But I don't know if I'm ready to share that with the internet. Or maybe I am. Maybe I need a comment section full of people telling me that I am crazy and that it's not real. I think also the sad part is that I think this makes me cool. I think it makes me interesting. That part of why I'm posting this video is because I want other people to see how cool and interesting I am. Isn't that sad? I think so. Okay, I think that about wraps up this very long-winded reflection, this long-winded rant. I will be very surprised if I hear anybody say that they watched this entire video. So if you did, please leave me a comment. I am genuinely curious if anybody will sit through this. Also, if you comment, please consider answering some of the other questions that I presented. Just interested in hearing your thoughts, your opinions, and your feelings. And if you think that makes up any part of you. Okay. Goodbye. Adios. Nos vemos.